So yeah, I mean, that's, you know, a big deal, and that's something we want to avoid. So what does this mean for our baby's future? So, in a lot of our babies that are born to overweight and obese moms, um, we see them be more likely later in their life to be overweight and obese. So, it's kind of perpetuating the problem. So, we don't want to, expose our babies to that risk later on, because then we see more of these same problems. So, our diabetes and high blood pressure and things like that later in their life. It also means a lot for you in your future. So when you gain weight during pregnancy, or you're, overweight during pregnancy, you're more likely to hold on to that weight, than someone that is of normal weight. And so, it has an impact on your baby, your body, your baby's future, and your future. So it's important that, this is something we get under control, and something that we, pay attention to. So we know there's something going on with our diet. What is the problem? We've talked a lot about, eating healthy and eating the right things. So, what are we doing wrong? And so there was a study, and it looked at what overweight and obese moms are eating. Like, what are we seeing most often in their diets? So it found out that a lot of obese and overweight moms have a lot of their fat and protein from animal sources. So, we eat food, we're getting fat, protein, and carbohydrates from there. So carbohydrates are like your sugars. And so they're getting their fat and their protein from, meats and milk and cheese and butter, and things like that. So, things that come from animals. We also see they're not eating as much plant foods like fruits and vegetables, beans, nuts, things like that, compared to underweight and normal weight pregnant moms. So that kind of helped us identify, what exactly, when we look at the details of it, what exactly is going wrong in the diet. Another factor is our activity level. So, I mean, maybe you have multiple jobs. Maybe you have multiple kids. The last thing you want to do is go to the gym. The last thing you want to do is go for a run sometimes. Maybe you want to come home, and like the photo here, you just want to sit and watch TV. That's understandable, but being active is super important to the health of our babies. And it's important to our health, even if you're not pregnant. You should be active. It doesn't always have to be going to the gym, or going for a run or lifting heavy weights. It can be, a fun hobby. Say you like to walk, say you like, to swim, or, whatever the case may be. You can find, activities that are still fun and things that you enjoy to do. So yeah, we're just seeing that exercise isn't, as much of a priority, and making active choices isn't, as common. So this is contributing to our problem. So what can you do to stay healthy? The best thing is what we call healthy defaults. Healthy defaults is basically where, compared to the unhealthy option, the healthy one is more convenient. So, say we've got an unhealthy food on the counter and a healthy food on the counter. Choosing the healthy food is going to be the one that you choose more often, and it's going to be easier. So this kind of takes, some of your control. So you're going to have to, put forth the effort to make your healthy foods, put those on the counter, put your Debbie cakes or whatever, in the cabinet, that kind of idea. So making, doing little things, shifting little things in your life to make those healthy options the easier and more convenient ones. And then eventually that's going to be a habit. So like the word default, it's going to be your go-to. It's going to be the thing that you choose, more often, on a regular basis. We've seen this really have a lot of success. It's helping people make decisions that are better for them, being more active, getting more exercise, eating stuff that's good for them. This can really make a big difference in your life, because it becomes, your regular thing. It becomes what you expect day to day and what you go for. So I've done a lot of talk about, foods and things making you gain weight. So it all comes down to energy. So you hear a lot about calories. Calories are just the units we use for energy. So everything we eat has a certain number of calories in it, so a certain amount of energy. So you want what you're putting in your body to equal the amount of energy that you're using. So every time we do anything, you use a basal amount of energy. So that's going to be, your digestion, your heart beating, your breathing, things like that, your day-to-day stuff that you use energy for. But then you're also going to use energy when you exercise, when you go for a walk, when you move any muscle, when you think, you're using calories. And so you want to make sure that those are balanced, because if you're eating more calories than you're using, then they're going to be stored, and we're usually going to see that stored as fat, because your body, if it's not using that, it thinks, oh, I'm going to, tuck this away, and then I'll use it later when I'm not eating as many calories. But if you're not getting to that point where you are going to use those calories, then they're just going to stick around. They're just going to hang around, and then you're going to slowly build more and more and more, and then that's when you have a weight problem. So when you're pregnant, a lot of times you're going to hear things like you're eating for two. I got to eat for two or whatever, but you're not actually needing to double how much you're eating. Um, so in your first trimester, you just need to eat the same amount of calories. So obviously, we're going to need our prenatal vitamin and our more nutritious foods, but calorie-wise, you want to stay about the same. Your second trimester, however, is when we're going to see your calorie needs increase. So you're going to need about 340 more calories a day. So that's additional calories on top of what you're already eating. This might be, add in a couple more snacks in, maybe, an apple, some yogurt with peaches in it, or, some whole grain toast or something in the morning, along with your breakfast, just some added stuff. And then third trimester, so the last 3 months of your pregnancy, you're going to need about 450 more. So that might be, an extra small meal. It might be, spreading your meals out and adding, several more snacks in between, things like that. I know in pregnancy it can be more, easier for your body to kind of eat smaller meals more often, so that can help. Just having a lot of those small meals can help you get the calories you need. The biggest thing is it's important that you know that you don't just need calories. So yes, the calories are the energy, but we need calories that have nutrients as well. So, say you're eating an apple. So that apple has a certain number of calories, but it also has a lot of, vitamins and minerals, and it's got fiber in it, which is really good for you. But if you compare that to like a Debbie cake, which would be an unhealthy snack, or like a little snack cake, pastry type thing, so it's going to have, probably more calories or the same amount, but it may not have the vitamins and minerals, and fiber and things like that you're going to find in your apple, or, in your other snacks. So the calories may be the same, but that doesn't mean that the nutrients and the healthfulness of that food is the same. So moving on to breastfeeding. So that's when, you're producing milk to feed your baby. You actually need more calories while you're lactating than when you're pregnant. So not only are you feeding your baby, but you're fueling him or her to do their activity. So your baby's out of your body now. It's moving. It's, learning things. So it needs, those calories. So that's how much you're going to need to add per day to fuel your baby. And the same thing is true for the nutrients. We need, healthy foods while we're lactating. That goes into your body, and that's what helps you make that milk to provide for your baby. It's like I was saying, adding healthy snacks or adding, another small meal can help you get those extra calories. But it's important to remember that they need to be nutritious. So like I was saying, we're going to aim for those nutritious foods, and then also a prenatal vitamin. So if you think you may become pregnant, or you're trying to get pregnant, or, there's a likelihood that you could be, go ahead and start a prenatal vitamin. Look for folate. Make sure folate or folic acid is in there. That's really important for your baby, especially, in the first trimester. And then a lot of foods have, your vitamins and minerals that you need in there. So that, some of them have folate, some of them have, iron and things like that, which they're going to provide a lot more of those than, a processed food or, fast food or something like that. So like I was saying, if you make those your healthy defaults, that's what's going to help you stay on track. So it's not just adding an apple every couple days, it's making, fruits and vegetables your go-to choices, as well as lean meats and nuts and beans. Is making those the things that you enjoy and the things that you grab for when you're going out the door, or that you grab for when you're cooking dinner that night. So it all kind of comes down to you're fueling your baby. You're not just feeding yourself. So it's not just about the things you like, it's about what is growing your baby. So what you eat is what your baby is using to grow and to develop. And that makes a difference in, your pregnancy and in you and your baby's future further down the road. So some tools here that can help you choose healthier foods. So it kind of helps if you're going to eat and cook at home, so that way you know exactly what's going into your food. You know what ingredients you use. You know how much you're going to eat. You can make your own portion sizes. Um, you can get your family members on board. So if you tell them, hey, I'm trying to cook healthier, I'm trying to eat healthier, then you can have them remind you, or you can have them eat healthier with you. So if you're cooking at home, they can help you choose healthy ingredients and help you cook. Or they can, if you go out to eat, go to a restaurant, go get fast food or something, they can help you make better choices. It helps, tell them, hey, this is for the baby, this is for your, niece, nephew, brother, sister, child, whatever the relation is. Like, this is for them. It's not just for me. It's for the baby as well. Um, another little tip is to aim for a variety of food. So say, broccoli is good for you, but you can't just eat broccoli, because then you're just getting what broccoli has. You're not going to get what an apple may have, or what black beans may have, or what, lean chicken may have in it. You want to like mix it and get some different things, so then you're going to get the benefits from all those healthy foods. Let's see here. You can also partner up with a friend, so a neighbor, your best friend, somebody from work, whatever the case may be. Have them, check up on you with your progress and your goals. We've seen success with this over text message even. So, if you, excuse me, if you know that, tomorrow at 8, they're going to send me a text message or give me a call or drop by and say, hey, did you meet this goal this week? How's your progress? Then that's going to motivate you to actually do that, because, you're going to be having to tell somebody how well or how badly you did. And that can help a lot. Also, like I was saying, so keep fruit around as your quick snack. So instead of grabbing, that Pop-Tart or whatever the case may be, that donut, have some apples, have some oranges. They can be almost just as sweet, just as delicious, but you're going to get a lot of good things in there as well. So it's not just yummy and has calories, it's going to have good stuff too. Another good tip is keep your meals colorful. Fruits and veggies are often colorful. Try to have them take about half your plate. So, say you've got half your plate has some orange slices, and a salad, or orange slices and some broccoli or something. You want the other half to be, maybe like a lean meat or some nuts, beans, or a whole grain. So another good tip, and something that's really helpful, is to just slowly replace those unhealthy foods. You don't have to make it a big thing tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it can be easier to kind of transition. There's little easy ways you can do that. So eating fruit instead of your pastries and snacks, like we were talking about. Beans and high protein plants instead of red meat like beef or lamb or something like that. So those are going to provide you with just as much protein, but you're also going to get fiber, a little less saturated fat and things. You can even, change instead of getting whole milk, you can get 2% or skim or 1% milk. That could even go into the cheeses you buy, getting low-fat cheese, or, the lower-fat sour cream instead of normal, lower-fat yogurt, things like that. Just choosing things with a little less fat. Another easy way is, instead of drinking soda, Dr. Pepper, Sprite, whatever, getting water instead. So water doesn't have any calories, and it's super, super good for you. So if you're going to drink only water, or water and juice, then that's cutting out a ton of empty calories. So calories that don't have any, vitamins, minerals attached to them, involved in that drink, then that can really help your body. So you're going to have water, which is going to hydrate you. It's important for you, it's important for your baby, and it's also going to cut out the things you don't need. So the first activity I have planned for the seminar is healthy food bingo. So with that, everyone's going to get a different card, and we're going to call all the snacks, and you can take that home with you. They'll all still have all of your little snacks on there, and then we're going to use that for our second activity, which is we're going to build a menu. My plate is a great resource. You can see the link down there is